at the end of the day, everybody is going to make an excuse for everything. Oh, I don't have the time, I'm so busy with my kids, life's so stressful. Okay, just keep living in those excuses and see where they get you. You can either have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both. All right, welcome to Unscripted. I'm Matthew, and this is where we talk about how to live a healthier and happier life. Let's get right into the video. So how do you stay lean while working, 8+ hours, 10+ hours? I personally work anywhere between 8 to 10 hours every single day, and I'm able to manage to stay sub 12% body fat. And how do I do this? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over exactly how, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's obviously a lot of things that you're going to hear that you don't want to hear, but it's necessary because if you're somebody who wants to get to those goals and you have higher standards for yourself, higher ambitions, then this is exactly the video that you are looking for and need. So let's get right into it. When it comes to how you look, it's important because it's directly correlated with how you perform, how you think, and overall just how you live your life. Fitness is here to better your life. It's not here to be your life. I don't spend, 4 or 5 hours at the gym. I don't spend, unlimited hours doing cardio. But it does come down to specific things. And the specific things are choices, number one, and number two, sacrifices. You have to sacrifice certain things in order to get other things. And there is a lot of sacrifices that I make to look the way that I do, to feel the way that I do, to have the energy that I have, and have the mental clarity that I have so that I can perform and work, 8 to 10 hours every single day. For a little bit of context, I work a full-time job. I run a full-time business, and I'm still training every single day. And I just finished studying to get accepted into dental school. So you can just imagine how much shit I do throughout the day and how many hours I'm working, right? Like from the moment I wake up to the moment that I go to sleep, I do nothing but, work, train, eat, and obviously, for some people it's a little bit crazy, but this video isn't for, the average person. It's for the person that wants more from themselves, who expects more from themselves, and doesn't want to just be like every other Joe Schmo out there. What is every other Joe Schmo? Fat, broke, unhappy, and just basically depressed. This is for the person who could be, in one of these three categories, but wants more for themselves. Knows that there is another level of another version of themselves that can strive and become that. So when it comes to sacrifices, this is exactly, I'm going to go through a bunch of the sacrifices that I make in order to, stay sub 12% body fat while working insane hours. You might be working 8, 10, 12 hours, and if you just incorporate some of these sacrifices, your life will dramatically change, your body will dramatically change, because how you look is correlated with how you feel. Like, I don't even care, you could be a billionaire, but if you're 300 pounds, there is no way you look in the mirror and you have the utmost respect, because subconsciously that deep down there is another level, and you've made it financially, but physically that there's still something missing. And it's important, in my opinion, to check off all the boxes, not just one in your life, right? You want to be the man that has a happy marriage. You want to be the man that has an amazing body. You want to be a man that has an amazing bank account, because what else are you going to do? You're going to be rich, but you're going to be fat. You're going to be ripped, but you're going to be broke. Like, there has to be some sort of correlation and, yin and yang with all of it, push and pull, that allows you to live a life that you're proud of. Because at the end of the day, what are we here to do? We're here to, work and enjoy life. And my philosophy is, if you find something that you love doing, then you don't have to work a day in your life. So just work, and then you'll just enjoy life. That really comes down to it. So the number one sacrifice that I make, probably the most important one, is the food choices that I eat on a daily basis. Sure, I go out to, restaurants once in a while, I'll order something, but 90% of the time, the food that I eat comes directly from my kitchen. I make it myself because I know exactly what I am putting into my food. I'm, a little bit more of a psychopath, and I like to weigh out my food so I know exactly how much I'm eating of it. And a lot of people, oh, I don't have the time to cook, I don't have the time to this, I don't have the time to that. Well, if you don't have the time to cook, then it must mean that you're making a stupid amount of money. And if you're making a stupid amount of money, hire somebody to cook for you, right? Because if you don't have the time to cook because you're so busy, then it means you're making a lot of money. And okay, some people are, really busy, but they don't have too much money. Okay, great, then you just don't want it bad enough. It takes no more than 20 minutes to make each meal that I eat. Don't go to sleep for 20 minutes and just decrease the amount of time that you sleep then if that's your excuse, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to make an excuse for everything. Oh, I don't have the time, I'm so busy with my kids, life's so stressful. Okay, just keep living in those excuses and see where they get you. You can either have excuses or you can have results. You can't have both. So that is the number one sacrifice that I make. I don't eat out, rarely. I don't, buy pre-made, garbage meals they're just super processed. I use single ingredient meals, and I just cook and eat the same thing every single day. So that is one of the biggest sacrifices I made. And honestly, it's just made my life a lot easier because we make so many decisions throughout the day. We have to make decisions on, I'm not going to make the decisions because the decisions and things that you have to think about throughout the day to operate and perform at the level that you do. But one of those decisions that I don't want to make is thinking about, oh, okay, what do I eat today? That's just, come on, just simplify it. Eat the same thing every single day, and then you're just going to get the results that you want. Another sacrifice that I make in order to stay at this level of leanness is I make 10 to 15,000 steps non-negotiable. So whether that's me pacing around in my house, whether that's, walking to the gym instead of driving to the gym. Fortunately enough, I don't have a car here where I'm living right now. I'm currently living in Warsaw. So it does force me to walk. But even if I did have a car here, I still wouldn't choose to drive because I know I need to get my steps in order to be lean. And you might say, oh, okay, well, I don't have the time to, get 15,000 steps a day because I'm working. Okay, great. Once again, make an excuse or find a way. If you're working at a desk, great. Get a standing desk and get a walking pad. If you're working, in a seated position where you can't get a standing desk, just make the sacrifice, sleep 1 hour less, and then just get a couple of steps in before you go to sleep. That's all it comes to, okay? So steps are a non-negotiable. And then another thing is cardio. Depending on the level that you want to get, sure, you can just eat less, but I personally rather eat more and do a little bit more cardio. So I do anywhere between, 40 minutes to an hour of cardio every single day. I have just raised that standard because I'm trying to touch single-digit body fat percentage now because, I'm sick of being at 12 to 10%. I want to go down a little bit more, see how I feel, see how I perform at 8% body fat, and then if I like it, if I could sustain it, great. If I can't, then I'm going to go back up to 10 to 12%. So that's another non-negotiable thing that I always include in my life is just cardio. And the more that I raise my standards, the more I just add more into my life, because at the end of the day, sure, I can do 20 minutes of cardio, and that's great too. Obviously some cardio is better than no cardio. But then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Instead of just, sitting here during my time when I'm, watching one of my animes or some sort of Netflix, let me just take that time and just add it and do a little bit more cardio. You know, for you as well, like whatever you like doing in your downtime, whatever entertainment, like personally, I just like watching anime. So I just paired that with cardio. You know, you could be, you know, you like watching TV shows as well. You can be, I don't know, you're a sports guy. You like watching hockey, soccer, baseball, whatever it may be. Just stop making excuses, get a walking pad, and walk while watching it. Instead of just laying down on your couch like a lazy potato, just get a walking pad and then enjoy it. Right? Because you can always, again, make all these excuses, or you could just get it done. And if you don't want to get it done, then you just don't want it that bad. So that's another big sacrifice that I make. I also very much so limit my alcohol intake. Like when I'm out with friends, maybe 1 or 2 drinks at most. And then maybe once in a blue moon, you know, for some sort of celebration, some milestone, I'll go send it, you know, at a bar or at a club or something like that. And then I'll obviously, you know, get past my limit. But then, you know, I don't make any excuses. I get back into my routine. So that's another big sacrifice that you have to make. You can't be drinking every single day and expecting, you know, yourself to be sharp, lean, athletic, no mental fog, and then, you know, be lean. If you're going to be drinking every day, just accept that you're just going to be fat. It's pretty much that simple. Because why? Alcohol, number one, is going to stop your body momentarily from burning fat, because it senses, oh my God, we have poison in our body. We have to stop fat burning and go clean out that poison. But then also number two, at least for me, I don't know about, you know, some people might be able to relate with this, others won't. When I drink alcohol, I eat a shit ton of food, like an absurd amount of food. Like not when I like 1 or 2 drinks. I'm talking about like when I get drunk. When I get drunk, I just want to eat everything in sight. Why? Because I don't know, something in my mind just turns off, where it's just like, screw discipline, screw listening to, you know, your consciousness. Let's just go animal instincts. And my animal instincts are just eat everything in sight. Cookies, pizza, kebabs, whatever I could think of and whatever I could see, just like constantly. So like that's another sacrifice I have to make. I don't want to be in that state. So I don't drink as much as, number one, I used to, but I was never a big drinker. I never really understood the concept of liking to drink, or, you know, it chills me out. Oh, it's a nice way to end my day and relax with like a beer. It's like, what? Why do you need a beer to relax? Just like I have a big problem with relaxing. I just don't know how to turn off. But like, I just don't understand. I just don't understand. Like, I'll never, maybe it's just, you know, some people are wired differently, but personally, I'll never understand why you need some sort of alcohol to relax at the end of your day. Go for a walk. That's super relaxing, and listen to your favorite song, or like, there's multiple ways to relax. Alcohol is the last thing that you need in your life to relax. So those are like the main 3 things. And then how you actually get there and maintain that is by simply just making choices and sacrifices others aren't. Right? You have to make the choice to go to the gym. You have to make that choice. And I'm not saying you have to make that choice every single day, but at least twice a week. You know, for whatever amount of time your program may suggest, you got to build some sort of muscle. You can't be this flabby, you know, either skinny fat looking dude, or this extremely skeletal anorexic dude, or even just like, you know, a guy with a belly that, you know, if somebody, I don't even know, just go to the gym, build some muscle. It's going to improve your longevity. It's going to boost your metabolism. Like, that's a big reason why I started going to the gym too, because I love food and I just wanted to be able to eat as much as possible. So boosting my metabolism by building as much muscle as possible was the trade-off. And I'm like, great, that's a great trade-off. I love food. I want to be able to eat as much possible, raise my basic metabolic rate and be able to, when I'm not in a cut, be able to eat 3,500 calories throughout the day and not gain fat. If you want to be able to eat a lot of food and not gain fat, the answer is so simple. Just build a lot of muscle. Muscle is going to, raise your rate, I can't even remember the saying right now. Can't even think about it right now. But it's just going to raise your metabolism so that it processes and burns more calories throughout the day. And then it's just that much easier to stay lean. A lot of people ask me, oh, how can you eat so much and stay so, lean? How can you eat so much and stay slim? Because I have a lot of muscle. I spent 5 years working out and training and putting on as much muscle as possible, and I'm still not satisfied. I still want to put more muscle on, and I'm still going to, work towards that other goal. I'm only 25 and I'm 175 pounds. I want to be 32, 200 pounds by the time I'm 32. And 200 pounds of muscle is going to require a lot of sacrifices and choices. Another big sacrifice that I make is, I want to say, I already said cardio. I already did say, alcohol, cooking. Those are the main sacrifices that I make. And at the end of the day, woe was me. I really don't care. It's sacrifices that I'm willing to make. They don't make me miserable or depressed. Wow, I didn't get to eat, a burger today. Or wow, I didn't get to, enjoy some ice cream every single day before bed. Who cares? And then, it just comes down to your choices, right? The choices that you make every single day turn into habits, and your habits form and determine who you are. You are a product of your habits. So if you're fat, your habits are the reason why you're fat. If you're broke, your habits are the reason that you're broke. If you're depressed, there's something different with clinical depressed people, but your habits and the things that you do throughout the day and the choices that you make, a big one is also diet. There's a reason why you're depressed. Just make better sacrifices. You know what you need to sacrifice. I don't need to tell you, oh, you need to sacrifice this and you need to sacrifice that. You know deep down inside what you need to be doing. Obviously, if you need somebody to keep you accountable, my DMs are always open. But most of us know what we're supposed to do. We just need an extra push by somebody, or we just need to stop being a bitch and just get down to it. So, to sum up the video, make the sacrifices. If you want to be lean, if you don't, then just disregard this entire video. But obviously, if you made it this far into the video, some part of you wants to, be lean and actually respect the man that you see in the mirror. And then just simplify it by making better choices. Making better choices when it comes to the food that you eat. Making better choices by the friends that you hang out with. Making better choices with, whether it's time to relax, whether it's time to, go to the gym, or whether it's you're going to spend the next 45 minutes scrolling on your phone to waste time. What a great workout you can get in 45 minutes. You'd be shocked. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did find value and you liked it, feel free to like the video. Obviously, if you're new and you rate me, if you like my message, if you like who I am, subscribe. If not, cool, I'll never see you again. And I love you guys. And leave you like I always do. Create more than you consume. Serve others. Love everyone. Until next time, peace.